Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be playing the final game of the 2016-2017 SkyBet Championship season. We're going to see who's going to win the championship. Will it be Brighton? Will it be Newcastle? And who will go down in the championship? Will it be Blackburn, Nottingham Forest or Birmingham City? It's all to play for. I've decided to take over the management job of Wolverhampton because they're playing Preston, and that's not going to affect either the top or the bottom half of the table. So let's go into today's game, guys, and see what happens. So just going to pick this team now, guys. We'll come back once I've picked it. So then, guys, we've picked the team. We're beginning to start today's game. We've got the league table and the latest scores for all the fixtures. Remember, we're focusing on Blackburn, Birmingham City and Nottingham Forest for the final relegation spot, and also Brighton and Newcastle for the championship winner. So let's start today's game and see what happens. So we've got the ball here. And Rotherham have taken the lead against Derby. Brentford have gone 1-0 up against Blackburn. So that puts Blackburn in a whole load of trouble down at the bottom of the table. Sace on the ball for Wolverhampton. To Edwards. Edwards back to Sace. To Edwards. To Price. Jack Price tries the shot. Comes off him. Bodvarsson picks it up. Pearson on the attack. No more goals to report just yet. And as things stand, it's going to be Brighton that will win the championship, and Preston have scored against us. It's Jordan Hugill with the goal. 5 minutes into the game, they go 1-0 up against Wolverhampton. We're not really too bothered about the score in this game, to be honest with you, just because it's all about the top end and the bottom end, and these are kind of mid-table obscurity, as they call it. Nothing to report just yet. Huddersfield have gone a goal up against Cardiff, and they move them into third position now ahead of Reading. And also Rotherham have gone 2-0 up against Derby. A little bit too late there for Rotherham. They've left it too late. It's a good performance though to beat Derby, who currently sit in 10th position. But let's face it, Rotherham were relegated a hell of a long time ago. And Preston just try a shot there, but Lonergan with the save. No problems at all. So as things stand then, guys, after 25 minutes, it looks like Blackburn are going to be getting relegated. Nottingham Forest have gone behind by the look of it. Who scored against Nottingham Forest? McGoldrick. David McGoldrick has put Ipswich 1-0 up against Nottingham Forest. Blackburn will go down, however, on goal difference. Looks like Brighton have gone a goal behind. They have. Jonathan Khadija for Aston Villa have now put Newcastle on top. Things are starting to hot up here. Birmingham have gone 1-0 up against Bristol City, and that puts them in the safety zone. So it looks like it's between Blackburn and Nottingham Forest who's going to get relegated at this present stage after half an hour. And it is Brighton who have gone behind to Aston Villa. Newcastle are still 0-0 with Barnsley. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Are Brighton going to flunk it on the last day of the season? They've been so good up until this point, but are Newcastle going to get the result on the last day? Join us again at half time and see what the score is. And we're not even at half time yet, guys, and Newcastle have taken the lead here. Even though it says 0-0, it's an own goal from James. And Newcastle now have gone 2 points clear at the top of the championship, and it's at half time, and we're just going to aggressively tell these lads to show a bit of desire. A couple of the lads have switched off. We're going to bring off Joe Mason, and we're going to bring on Nua Dicko, and we're going to try and switch this to a control mentality. Nottingham Forest have gone 2-1 up against Ipswich. They went 1-0 down, remembering midway through the first half, but Britt Assombalonga and Carriol, Mustafa Carriol, have made it 2-1. So looks like it's going to be Blackburn that are getting relegated, guys. All you Blackburn fans out there, it must be a bad day for your football club after that. And Birmingham City are clear thanks to a Jonathan Grounds goal, but that could all change. Nottingham Forest are 2-1 up. Newcastle are 1-0 up against Barnsley. Villa have gone 2-0 up. Leandro Bacuna has scored on the 45th minute for Aston Villa. Liam Dunk has sought a red card at half-time. Further puts Brighton in trouble, and it looks like it's going to be Newcastle that are going to lift the championship trophy. Not much to report elsewhere. Let's go a little bit further into this and see what happens, say 15 minutes time. So we're coming up to the hour mark then in today's games here in game week 46 of the SkyBet Championship season. And there's not much to report really. Brentford have gone 2-0 up, so Blackburn are definitely doomed at this point. Can't see them pulling this around from this point forward. They haven't really had much in the way of chances, and Brentford looks strong today. Birmingham still 1-0 up against Bristol City. Nottingham Forest, last time I checked, we're still 2-1 up. Norwich have gone a goal ahead against QPR. And Derby have managed to level up against Rotherham after going 2-0 behind in the first 2 minutes of the game. And there's not really much going on. Birmingham have gone 2-0 up thanks to a goal from Lucas Jutkowicz against Bristol City. And Brighton have pulled a goal back thanks to Hemed in the 62nd minute. And it looks like it's going to be Newcastle, guys, that are going to win the championship. And Blackburn are going to follow Wigan and Rotherham down into League One. Jack Price with the corner. Good save there by Anders Lindegaard for Preston. Can Brighton salvage anything from this Villa game? Are they going to come back into it? Join us again in around 5 to 10 minutes time just to see if anything happens. So we've got around 15 minutes to go, and Reading have just taken the lead against Burton, and that puts them back into third position ahead of Huddersfield in the playoffs. Brighton have got an equaliser against Aston Villa in the 73rd minute thanks to KL. Is this game over yet? Are Brighton going to get another one back against Aston Villa and lift the championship trophy? Looks like Blackburn are definitely down, but Bristol City have got 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes and now lead Birmingham City 3 goals to 2. Birmingham City look like they're going to finish down in 21st place. Nottingham Forest 3-2 ahead against Ipswich. There's a few late goals at the moment. Pablo Hernandez takes the lead for Leeds against Wigan Athletic. Not much to report other than that, really. Can Brighton salvage their championship trophy? 3-3. There's goals galore at the Villa Park. Villa managed to get a goal back, but then Brighton equalised within a minute to make it 3-3. They're doing really well with 10 men, Brighton. Can Barnsley help Brighton out, perhaps? We've got a goal back. Wolverhampton are drawing at the moment, 1-1 here at the Molineux, thanks to a goal from Nuadiko, who came on as a half-time substitute. What is going to happen in this game here at Villa Park? Leave me a comment down below, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen. Who is going to lift the championship from this point? Newcastle lead Barnsley thanks to an own goal from James. Villa currently drawing 3-3 with Brighton. Can Brighton get that breakthrough goal in the last 5 minutes of this game? Blackburn are down, guys. It looks, unfortunately for you. And it's Newcastle who've added an extra goal thanks to Ayoze Perez, who makes it 2-0 in the 88th minute for Newcastle. That will relieve some stress there on the Newcastle fans. Derby have gone 3-2 up against Rotherham. And there's not much change. Can Brighton force 3-0 to Brentford? Blackburn down and doomed. League One for you next season, Blackburn. Can Brighton fashion a last minute goal here? There's around 30 seconds left of this game here. It's probably going to be about the same for Brighton, but it looks like Newcastle are going to get the win on the last day of the season in this championship season thanks to a goal from Ayoze Perez and an own goal from James in the 37th minute. They're going to beat Barnsley 2-0 here. Late shot there from Preston, but it's not going to be enough. It's a 1-1 draw today, and Brighton have drawn 1-1 also with Aston Villa on the day, which means Newcastle lift the SkyBet Championship 2016-2017, and that sees them back into the Premier League as champions. Brighton go through via the automatic promotion spots, which leave Huddersfield, Reading, Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds, not sure what's happened there, to go through into the playoffs. And down go Blackburn, Wigan and Rotherham. So what we'll do now is we'll actually play the playoffs and see what happens. I think that's probably fair enough, and we'll see who gets promoted to the Premier League. So yeah, join me for the next round of games, which is going to be the playoffs. So we've got Sheffield Wednesday are going to take on Reading in the playoff semi-finals first leg. So let's simulate that. And that was 0-0, guys. So all to play for in that second leg. And now we're going to go to the game between Leeds United and Huddersfield. Leeds United at home in the first leg. Well, it's not, is it? It's at Wembley, I'm pretty sure. So here we go then. Let's see what the score is for this game. And it's a 2-0 win to Leeds, thanks to goals from Chris Taylor, or Charles Taylor, and Liam Bridcut. Gives them the advantage into the second leg of the semi-finals. Let's come back for the second legs of both games and see what happens. So we've got the playoff semi-final second leg here, and it's Reading against Sheffield Wednesday. And now the first leg was 0-0, so let's see what happens. Can Reading get into the playoff final, or is it going to be Sheffield Wednesday? Let's see. Sheffield Wednesday with a big 3-0 win over Reading, thanks to goals from Gary Hooper, Jordan Rhodes and Marco Matthias, sees them through into the final of the 2016-17 playoffs. And we've got Leeds United against Huddersfield. Now, Leeds United won 2-0 in the first leg. Can Huddersfield rescue it in the second leg? Let's find out. And no, they can't. A big high-scoring game, 4-4 between the two sides, but Leeds United go through on goal difference with a 6-4 win on aggregate. So yeah, so it's going to be Leeds versus, I think it was Reading, wasn't it? Was it Reading? Let's leave that. We're not really going to be following this through. We've got the FA Cup final. Tottenham beat West Ham 4-1 in the FA Cup final. Let's come back for the playoff final. So here is the playoff final then, guys. Leeds United are going to play Sheffield Wednesday at Wembley. Which one is going to join Brighton and Newcastle? Newcastle, the champions, remember, in the Premier League next season. We're going to find out. And Leeds United are back in the Premier League with a 2-1 win here over Sheffield Wednesday. Goals from Unino Kane and Alfonso Pedraza see them through into the Premier League next season. Sheffield Wednesday lose out again, unfortunately. So guys, let's recap. We have got the Newcastle winning the championship, and we are also going to have Brighton going up with them to the Premier League. Leeds United will join them also in the Premier League, and that leaves Blackburn, Wigan and Rotherham to be relegated. And in the Premier League, it looks like Swansea will join Middlesbrough and Sunderland in the relegation spots, with Chelsea holding on to beat Tottenham by 6 points. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys. It's a little something different to usual. So if you're a Blackburn fan, sorry guys, but you are now in League One. And if you're Newcastle or Brighton or Leeds, you're all through into the Premier League. Gary Monk has done a fantastic job with Leeds this season. Join me again in the next episode, guys, where I'm going to look at probably another league, perhaps. But for today, we're out of time. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you again soon.